Located at 951 Chicago Avenue is Frank Lloyd Wright's home and studio where he lived and worked from 1889 to 1909. In 1889, Louis Sullivan gave him a $5,000 loan to build this house so that he and his new wife could start their family. This $5,000 loan was in exchange for Frank Lloyd Wright signing a 5-year contract to work for Sullivan exclusively, and that he would not get a pay raise during these first 5 years. The house is built in the shingle style, which emphasizes shingles and is derived from old-fashioned colonial American architecture. But you can see the emerging influence of Frank Lloyd Wright's architectural style and its geometric shapes and its emphasis on horizontality, as well as the natural brick and colors that he's used.
This house was the first building which Wright designed entirely by himself, and his emerging style can be seen in its triangular gable, basic rectangular layout with polygonal window bays, as well as its open interior, which was unusual for the time. At the time, Oak Park was a relatively rural village just west of Chicago, and it was surrounded by open prairies and farmland. It was here in his studio, surrounded by prairies, that Wright developed his iconic prairie style, inspired by the flat land around him. He believed in what he called organic architecture that was suited to its environment. Thus, this style emphasized horizontality, using horizontal lines, flat or hipped roofs, windows grouped in horizontal bands, and was also characterized by limited decoration. This home was renovated and changed many times by Wright over the 20 years that he lived here. Wright first renovated this house in 1895 to create more space for his 6 children. He added a polygonal extension to the south side, creating a dining room with a day room for his wife above. Later that year, Wright built another extension on the east side of his house, created a new kitchen on the first floor and a children's playroom on the second floor that was designed to inspire and nurture his children, and is famous for its high, barrel-vaulted ceiling with a skylight and its rows of art glass windows. Wright's developing style can also be seen in the studio annex built in 1898. His new studio was more horizontal than the rest of the house, later the major characteristic of the prairie style. It is 2 stories and contains a reception hall, library, office, and a drafting room. In 1910, it was converted into a home for his wife and younger children. The home and studio were later converted into an apartment building. In 1974, the Frank Lloyd Wright Home and Studio Foundation was established to restore the home and studio and operate it as a museum. Today you can purchase tickets for an hour-long guided interior tour or an audio tour of the neighborhood.